So question number one,
Let's go.
how can your clients track their weight loss?
I mean, generically, the easiest way is going to be with a digital scale. It doesn't need to be a really fancy digital scale, but the main thing when you're tracking your weight loss is to make sure to keep all other variables the same, and the only variable that should be changing is your weight loss. So no matter what scale you have, make sure it's on the same floor, you're weighing in under the same circumstances. I generally like first thing in the morning before eating or drinking, then after having used the restroom, and typically like the same Saturday mornings, for example, or Friday mornings. If you do have a cheat meal in your plan, and let's say you have one cheat meal per week, you're gonna want your weigh-in to be the morning of your cheat meal day. That's gonna be your most accurate. So just try to keep all variables the same, wear the same clothes or lack thereof. You don't need to overcomplicate the tracking the weight. Just a nice scale that is accurate, and even a scale that might seem a little off, the trend is generally accurate, right? So if you go to the doctor's office and they're weighing you in at 3 pounds heavier, but you know you're 3 pounds lighter than that, you got to take into consideration the time of day, their scale, your clothes, all that kind of stuff.
All right, next question. Cardio before or after? Does it really matter, or is it preference?
Okay, so this is a good one. You're gonna want to evaluate your goals first. Generally, most people, this question is, I can tell it's more so from the sense of body fat. So when we go into the gym, we want to perform in the weight room, because building muscle is gonna increase our metabolism and how many calories we burn per hour while we're outside of the gym. So your priority should be to put on as much muscle as possible. Now, women, don't be scared of that, because you can put muscle on in more masculine or feminine areas. For example, you don't walk into the gym and see a female doing 3 variations of trap work, because they don't want to look like linebackers. Again, I'm speaking for the majority. But you see a million different glute variations in the program. So the main thing is you're going to want to figure out what your goal is. If we're talking of a sense of increasing muscularity and decreasing body fat, you're going to want to do cardio for a warm-up only. 5-10 minutes, not for the sake of burning calories. Then you're going to want to use the food that you had to help you perform in the gym to build muscle. Then you're actually going to want to supplement with essential amino acids, or BCAAs, some type of supplement that buffers catabolism. So something that helps preserve muscle, because when you're done lifting weights, you should be drained. That is when you should hop onto cardio, and that's going to be for someone who wants to increase muscle and burn fat. Your order is going to be 5 to 10 minute warm up, train insane, cardio.
I like that. Hashtag train insane.
Or remain the same.
Somebody else asked, my ab muscles are cramping during and spasms after I finish doing an ab routine. Causes?
Most likely it's sodium. You don't have enough sodium in your diet, or a combination of sodium, carbohydrates, and you got to make sure you're hydrating as well. Magnesium and potassium as well. A lot of people will say potassium is the first answer. Typically it's sodium. So there's like a pre-workout pickle, right, that has a lot of sodium. The pre-workouts that I like, they have sodium in them. I like Evogen products and I like Raw nutrition products. All their pre-workouts have sodium in them. The meal before you work out, also try adding a couple turns of like pink Himalayan salt. But typically it's a combination of those 3. If all else fails and that starts happening, have a banana in your bag, have a Pedialyte in your bag. But hit the link in my bio and you'll be able to go to Amazon recommendations, and I have some electrolyte powders there that you can pick those up as well. So that will help with the cramping, but to be honest, my sense of this is typically a sodium answer. Now, for those of you who have high blood pressure, you're gonna wanna take that with a grain of salt, no pun intended. But sodium is key for performance and hydration.
Lazar asks, what's up with them socks, player?
Oh, tag Lazar is. Like he doesn't have any wool socks. I mean, you should have wool socks right now. I like
wool socks.
Swag, that's it. Like that's my outfit right now. See that? Mobility? That's why.
Is 2-hour fasted cardio too much?
Yeah, I want to say yes to this. Now, if you're a long distance runner, everything is like, okay, what lens are you looking from? You're not going to tell a long distance runner that 2 hours of cardio is too long. But for my man here, we're talking, again, building muscle and losing fat. You want to get as lean as possible with the least amount of work necessary. Because if you hit a plateau at 2 hours of cardio, and let's keep all other variables the same, what do you got to go to now? 215, now 3, and now all of a sudden exercise and getting results becomes inconvenient in someone's life. So then what happens?
It's like building
You quit. Yeah, exactly. You will build a tolerance to 2 hours of cardio. You want to be able to trend towards your goals with 20 minutes of cardio. Now, don't do no cardio. I'm not a fan of no cardio, even if someone's trying to gain weight, because cardio does stimulate appetite, it helps digestion, and the most important muscle in the body is a smooth muscle called our heart. So for heart health reasons, I typically do recommend people doing 20 minutes of cardio at least 3 days a week. Now, I would start doing 20 minutes of cardio 5 days a week and start there. If you're already doing more, then don't do any more than that. And if you need to add intervals to that duration, add a couple intervals to it just to increase the caloric burn. But 2 hours of cardio, really excessive. The best place to ask questions will be when I post these up, for sure, under the YouTube post we're doing and under any super photos or reels or videos. Yeah, just ask away, guys. Thanks for watching.
I'm making his dog like I'm in the big leagues. Yeah, I told him I'ma hit it out of stands. I deserve another 100 bands. I deserve another 100 fans.